Hello and good morning or afternoon or evening. So this video is going to be special announcements. Number one, I am pregnant. I'm about almost 9 weeks now and I'm starting to show. Main symptoms I've been dealing with are food aversions, really strong food aversions. But it's been a blessing because it has motivated me to try new things and come up with new recipes. So some things that I tried this past week, I've started making homemade Alfredo, like real Alfredo sauce. I've introduced dairy. I've done really well with dairy. I got some sharp cheddar cheese, Kerrygold, the Dubliner from Costco is my favorite. I've done Parmesan. I've been making pizzas with the egg white wraps from Egg Life Foods. I just use that, I bake it, and then I add the sauce and cheese, and that's really been yummy. I have made homemade Samoa cookies, and that did involve a small amount of almond flour. I was a little nervous about that because almond flour is higher in oxalate, but I didn't have any other oxalates that entire day. I don't eat a lot of carbs, I don't eat a lot of oxalate, high oxalate foods, so when I am eating a high oxalate food, I just am mindful of how much I'm consuming, and I really didn't even reach the threshold of 35 milligrams, which is the minimum effective dose, according to Sally Norton, who I consider to be the oxalate expert. So those Samoa cookies were made with homemade caramel, which is just heavy cream, butter, a sweetener. I used allulose. I made homemade chocolate for them out of cacao butter, which is very rich in stearic acid, and then I added some unsweetened coconut, and those were like really good. Tyler's friends come over almost every day to do. Tyler is an entrepreneur, he works from home, so they come over and they do some work here too, so I have been able to test my new recipes on them and they provide really good feedback. Every time they're like, I can't believe this doesn't have sugar. So my favorite sweeteners, substitute sweeteners, are the vanilla liquid stevia, the alcohol-free tincture from New Naturals, that is in my Amazon favorites. The link to that is in this description. And then I also really like allulose, and that's also in my Amazon favorites. If you don't want to use those type of sweeteners, you could always use glycine, which would be a strictly carnivore sweetener, but I've gotten really good feedback on these recipes, and so that's fun. Tyler and I made mashed potatoes with steamed cauliflower the other day. It was really easy. I pressure cooked the cauliflower for like 7 minutes, and then we put everything in a blender, like a stick of butter, garlic powder, a little bit of white pepper, some salt, the butter, and that cheddar cheese. And that was really good. Super delicious, easy to make. So just by adding these things, it makes it easier for me to eat my protein, which has been surprisingly the most challenging thing for me to eat. I've really been craving the sweetbreads from Billy Doe Meats. Those are very fatty. They're like a 1-to-1 fat to protein ratio. Sweetbreads are the thymus or pancreas glands, so they're very rich in nutrients. It contains the DAO enzyme, which helps with histamine intolerance. I'm not dealing with histamine intolerance, but just for your knowledge. They also contain vitamin C, so that's good. Yesterday, I was craving fruit, so I went and got some fruit. This pregnancy has given me confidence to just honor my body. As long as it's not an emotional craving, I'm really open to trying things. I did really want to partake in Tyler's pizza last night. He got Papa John's, and that surely has seed oils in it, so I resisted, but I literally had to move to the bedroom because it smelled so good. So sometime within the next week or so, I hope to go to a place near us they make crust from either sausage or ground beef. So I'm super stoked to try that. And so the fruit that I tried a plum. Plums only have about 8 carbs per entire plum. It was so sweet that I only had 2 slices and I just put it in the fridge. But I really enjoyed some berries. I got down on some blackberries, raspberries, a couple of blueberries, and a couple of strawberries. I've made porridge from hemp hearts, shredded coconut, macadamia milk, and these are all things that I've chosen from my previous life in my keto days. I have all these recipes in my head. I could be eating so many more things, but what I do is I simplify it. I try to cut out as much noise as possible. So even for those cookies that I made, I could have added a lot more flour, a lot more almond flour, more coconut flour, but it's really not necessary, and you might end up with a better product if you cut out that noise. So for this porridge, this mock oatmeal, it really hit the spot. It's exactly what I wanted. Normally that would call for like chia, flax, but those are things that I don't want. I don't want to do nuts. I don't want to do flax, which contains phytoestrogens. I don't want to do nuts because they're typically moldy, and I do not like the lipid profile, the fats in them. I just don't want to get into that stuff. I would, if I listened to all of my cravings without a second thought, I would be eating keto granola. I would be eating popcorn every day. Maybe not every day actually, but I am maintaining mindfulness while also having the confidence to try new things, and it's been going really well. My blood sugars have been stable. I've tried so many new recipes that I've shared to my Instagram, so if you want to learn about these new recipes, I actually created a highlight called Unfragile, and it's just about becoming unfragile. And I'm so excited because I've received a lot of messages from people saying, your posts have been so inspiring and encouraging to me, because I know that you used to react to so many foods and now you're eating all these other foods in variety. This is my heart, is to show people, if you are truly healed, if you are healing and sealing your gut and you get to the point where you're healed, you should be able to tolerate other foods. Now, if you want to stay strict carnivore, strict whatever, that's totally up to you. But for me, my desire is more variety with mindfulness. And so it's really exciting to be able to show people, yes, you can get there. But there may be a phase where you want to be more restrictive, and the carnivore diet is the ultimate elimination diet. Animal foods are the most easily assimilated. They're the most bioavailable form of nutrients. Those nutrients are the ones that are needed to heal and seal our guts, to support our hormones, our internal organs, our brains, everything. So no matter what, I will be eating animal-based, but I'm excited to introduce variety with mindfulness. So that's one update. Another update is that my spring retreat was just announced yesterday. If you signed up to be notified early, I sent that email out, but I'm so excited. It's going to be in Myrtle Beach, a really spacious, gorgeous property. I mean, this huge granite top countertop. Like, it's so long. This thing is like, it looks like a football field in the picture. It has multiple ovens, multiple refrigerators, so awesome space, 14 bedroom, 14 bath, 50 feet away from the ocean, and we have a pool, and our special guest is going to be Dr. Kiltz. Dr. Kiltz is a fertility doctor, but he's so much more than that. He's actually a pilot. He does it all, and he's down to talk about anything. So I'm so excited that he has taken the time out of his busy schedule to be a part of this retreat. He's going to be staying with us, and I'm stoked. So this is probably going to book up pretty quickly. If you would like that information, please email me at rcfarmer18@gmail.com or leave a comment below with your email, and I will email you the info. Another announcement is that I am still planning on doing the in-home coaching this upcoming January, starting in January. So this is when we will bring, Tyler and I will allow people to come stay with us in our home. We do Airbnb out of our home, and so we have rooms, and we have a room that will be designated for this person. One time a month, I'm going to have one person come and stay for 3 to 5 days, and it's going to be an all-inclusive, intensive, one-on-one healing thing. So we're going to cook together, we're going to talk about your macros, we're going to talk about everything involved in your healing journey. We're going to talk, if there's trauma, if there's spiritual stuff, we're going to talk about it, we're going to pray together. If you don't want to do that, then we'll just focus on the food and nutrition. We'll go grocery shopping together, we'll make these recipes together. It's going to be all-inclusive, and I'm going to be there in person for you, with you, individually. So I know that I would have really appreciated that, and there were people that did that for me. Even though it didn't turn out to be the best thing for me, that support it'll never be forgotten, and it really did get me through some really hard times. So I would love to pour into people in that way, and I just want to add more variety to what I offer. I offer one-on-one coaching with people all around the world in different countries, but I also love the in-person experience. So we have that at my retreats, which are, from 25 to 30 people max. It's always going to be a more intimate setting, and that's a lot of group time, and you'll leave probably with a tribe, with new friends. But if you're really in the thick of it, or if you really want that individual one-on-one attention, where you can ask every single question that you want to ask about yourself. You want clarity, you want that hands-on experience, this is for you. If you're interested in that, again, I'm only doing it once per month for the upcoming year. I will probably take a break when we have this baby. My due date is May 23rd, which is right after the spring retreat. Spring retreat is May 11 to 16. I will probably take a break there, but there will be probably 8 or 9 open spots for this in-home coaching this upcoming year. If you're interested, again, please leave a comment below with your email, or email me at rcfarmer18@gmail.com. Oh, and my book is in the finishing stages of being published. I'm actually working with Dr. Eric Westman and a couple of other people to get forewords for the book, and it's just such an honor and privilege for them to even give their input. Dr. Eric Westman, he's in Durham, North Carolina. He was actually my doctor for a while when I was super underweight, and he works at a bariatrics. He specializes in people who are overweight. So I was this tiny person with all these other people who were severely overweight. It was kind of funny, but I brought a keto key lime pie to my first appointment meeting with his other clients, members, patients, and he just really welcomed me with open arms. He is such a genuine, loving person, and I so appreciate him giving me feedback on my book and being willing to write a foreword. So anyways, those are my announcements. Please feel free to ask any questions or leave any comments below.